Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 7 minutes to 3 in the UK on Wednesday, the 22nd of February. We have the FOMC minutes coming at 7 o'clock UK time. That's 2 o'clock American Eastern time. They've been a bit of a non-event in 2022. Let's see what happens today. As you all know, markets sold off heavily yesterday as the US markets fell through an important support level. Today, the S&P holding at that huge 4,000 level and up a miserable 9 points in the day after giving away a heck of a lot yesterday. So on VectorVest, ladies and gentlemen, all the trends slumped from up to down yesterday, from the shortest term measure of the trend to the longest term measure of the trend. A confirmed down signal kicked in yesterday as the breadth of the market fell to pieces. Okay, the number of shares on a buy divided by the number of shares on a sell fell less than one, and the market had been down for 2 weeks in a row, and that kicked in a confirmed down signal. So VectorVest certainly does not advocate buying stocks at this time. I had 3 spread bets running in the US. I got out of all 3 of them. Reasonable bit of profit on 2 of them and a small loss on the third one. What more can I ask for? So I'm got money. The most important thing is to have enough money to trade tomorrow. So we have a look at the VectorVest composite. That's what's happened, and that's that big down day yesterday. Now, these are the medium-term signals that I use for market timing for my swing trading. They're called the DEW, and we've marked them on the chart over the last year. They're automatically marked. And if I push this to 6 months, we can see that yesterday we fell through that low. And when we fell through that low, a huge amount of short orders obviously took in, stop losses kicked in, and the markets fell really hard indeed. We've stopped on the VectorVest composite at that last old high, and as I say, that equates to 4,000 on the S&P. If this level goes, folks, that 4,000 level goes, then we've got a fairly short, sharp drop to the next support level, and then clearly, if that goes, then we have to ask ourselves this question. Are we kidding ourselves that this is a new bull market? Is this more likely a rally in a bear market? Okay, so last week, the American bond market upgraded the peak interest rate in the US. I think from 4.8%, they over the last 10 days, they've upped that to 5.2, 5.3%. And that's not good for stocks. And that's probably a lot of the underlying fundamental reason that caused this to drop after the US holiday. So still holding for the moment. Yesterday on the there's the 15-minute chart. It opened there. I watched it too long, and in fact I got a short just here, and there was 20 points. That was, from memory, it was 4022. I sold it as it broke down through that low, and covered at the big number at 4,000. So 20 points in it, and I'm happy enough with that. I haven't done anything today, but clearly the trends are down, and I'm certainly going to be looking for a trade later on. I've entitled this piece John Deere, and John Deere, I lived in South Africa for 35 years, and I have friends who are farmers who've got fleets of the things, 50, 60 of them, and they plow automatically day in, day out, and very difficult to find somebody who's got a bad word to say about Deere. Here are the cold hard facts on VectorVest, folks. It was off like everything else yesterday, and it's off a bit today. That's yesterday's number. Let's see what it's doing today. Yeah, up a bit with the market today. It was off yesterday. So it's trading at $428. VectorVest believes it's worth $562. So significantly undervalued. Now, this is an important number, RV, which is a measure of the future. And this is saying that we believe that this stock's going to outperform a corporate bond by 47% over a window of 3 years into the future. And anything above 1.3 is ranked as an excellent number. RS is the safety and the predictability of the earnings at 1.19. That's saying that this company's got a good, not an excellent, but a good track record of making money, and all the financial ratios are getting better. The short-term trend is flat. And when we put together RV and RS and RT, it's got a reasonable VST at 1.2. This GRT, this is a percentage annualized growth rate at 22%. Not bad for a company that size. And it's on a PE going forward of 15, so it's not expensive for a US stock. But what's really interesting is the chart. And if I have a look at the chart now, this is the chart. Take off that moving average, and let's have a look at, I'm going to draw a VectorVest simple layout. And on the VectorVest simple layout, I've simply got earnings per share over the last, that's 2 years now. And you can see the earnings per share over the last 2 years, 3 years in fact. Let's go to 2 years. End of day over 2 years. We can see that over the last 2 years, earnings per share has risen from less $13 to about $28. But the really interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, is this particular pattern. It's called a cup and handle pattern. Early the weekly, daily chart over a year shows it better. And we see this rounding bottom, this smiley face. And then I see, at least my technician's eye tells me that this is the handle. And I drew, people laugh at me for my lines, but I think that we've got a bull flag being charted out here. If that is a bull flag and starts to break up here, then a breakout, this bit should be repeated, or even if it was this bit, it's still one heck of it as $100 target. So the value on VectorVest is right up here at 550, so it's significantly undervalued. And although the general market looks sick, this pattern, a breakout of this pattern, this stock should move. So both the fundamentals and the technicals, upon a breakout, are saying that this stock wants to move. Now, what's really interesting is we add a little bit of volume here. And let's just blow this up to 6 months now so we can see the volume pattern. And you can see that this market gapped up on huge volume here. Okay, absolutely huge volume. Biggest volume this day. Was a big volume day, but that's the biggest volume in quite a few months as it broke up. And that's very, very positive for the stock. The next day it did nothing on lower volume, which is also good. And we'll see what happens today. It's hard to expect that the stock will break when the general market is looking sick. But if the general market should turn back up again, then John Deere will be one of the first stocks that I'll be looking at. I like the pattern. This pattern, I like the fundamentals. And I particularly like this breakup on that big volume. That's saying a lot to me, but that's just a beautiful example of a cup and handle pattern in a stock that's undervalued, that's growing earnings strongly. The only darn thing that's not good is all this red and all the trends on VectorVest pointing down. So we just need to wait until that rights itself. Markets had a good run. I'm still reasonably optimistic. So I hope that helped, folks. If we go to the 15-minute chart, I think this just wants to break down now. So through that 4,000 level, we can certainly have a few days pain here as it breaks down. And then we have to make a decision as to whether is that prognosis that we're in a new bull market, is that in fact correct? Thanks very much. Bye-bye.